PR Connections Radio presents Voting is more than just a right, it's a powerful tool for change. Every vote counts and every voice matters. Voting protects your rights and helps to build a better future. And it's a way to hold our leaders accountable. Voting isn't just about the big elections either. Local elections impact our daily lives. It is important to study the candidates and the issues in order to make an informed decision. Don't sit it out. Your vote is your power.
Hello there, and welcome to the Sunday Morning Chat Series with Jesse Oka III. And this is your host, Jesse Oka III. Now, the purpose of the Sunday Morning Chat Series is for yours truly to interview a plethora of positive people that are making big differences in the community, whether they're speakers, authors, leaders, writers, athletes, musicians, you name it, they'll be right here, first and foremost, on the Sunday Morning Chat Series with Jesse Oka III. Now, for today's episode, oh my goodness, I have a great episode for you. Now, many of you know I belong to an organization called Toastmasters International, and I've been a proud member of this organization for 24 years. And if you can only count Speechcraft, it is 31 years. Now, I got to tell you this. I met some amazing leaders along my way, and this one, well, is truly one of the top people on my amazing leaders list. We have worked together as district directors. We worked together on the board, and we had a chance to work together as an amazing person. And I can ask for no greater person than the person I'm interviewing to actually work side by side with. And I'm glad and I'm excited and I'm pumped that she is on the podcast episode today. Now, without any further delay, please help me welcome distinguished Toastmaster and past international president, Morag Mathieson. Hey, Morag, how's it going?
Hey, Jesse. Good to be with you today.
All right. It's great to see you. And with that being said, are you ready?
Always ready, Jesse.
All right, and without any further delay, let's chat. Now, Toastmasters International, everyone has their main story. Everyone has their beginning, whether it is Speechcraft, whether it is joining the club at a YMCA or anywhere else. We all have our day one. What was your day one when you joined Toastmasters?
So I had 2 day ones in a way. I was studying an MBA, and the local Toastmasters group came to present to the MBA students the whole program, what it was all about. And I realized very quickly that it was a great idea, but there were no clubs anywhere near where I lived or worked. And so I thought, well, that was a nice idea, but let me just forget about it. And then wind the clock forward a number of years. I moved to Germany, and I just arrived here when a colleague of my husband said, hey, we have this new group in town. They're really nice people and they speak English. And if you come on Wednesday, you'll get to see me deliver a speech. Ooh. And so I went. That was March 2006, 20 years ago now. I went to that first meeting and I loved it right away because I saw a meeting where people seemed to laugh a lot, but also learn a lot. And I was right in from the get-go.
All right, fantastic. Great story and great introduction. And the next question I do have for you is, we all have done many things within Toastmasters, whether it's in the past, whether it's in the present, or anywhere else. What are you doing right now in Toastmasters that's making a big difference?
Well, as you introduced me, Jesse, you said that I'm a past international president, and this organization, Toastmasters, really takes advantage of or leverages the leadership experience and expertise of its past leaders. And so as a past international president right now, I've been working on some committees for the board of directors. I'm working on a major restructuring project that is impacting the whole world. My part of the world is everything outside the Americas we're overseeing to make it a better structure for today. You know, there's been a lot of changes in the world, not least since the pandemic, and it's time now for us to make some structural changes. I'm having a great opportunity of doing that, while at the same time working the program locally and mentoring up-and-coming leaders.
All right, fantastic. Now, when it comes to Toastmasters, you mentioned your Toastmasters experience was 20 years, and I have one for 24 years. And with every opportunity, there have come different challenges that we were able to overcome. Now, when it comes to challenges that you're able to overcome, what were some of the examples that you faced when you deal with these challenges and say, hey, I got this, I can do this, ain't no thing, and we're able to actually say, yeah, I saw a challenge and I overcame it. What would been some of your examples?
Mm. There's a couple of challenges that I think of that really spring to mind. One is I belonged to Toastmasters community in Europe, which compared to Toastmasters in the US, for example, is much younger. So my home district is only just over 20 years old itself. So we didn't have that huge depth of experience and people who really knew the organization inside out and everything about it. And sometimes that was a bit of a challenge. We didn't have the people to go to. But what I did find was that as we connected more with people in other parts of the world, so by going to international convention, as a district leader, coming along to district leader training and meeting people like you, Jessie, great people who were around us, we were able to ask questions and learn more from them. And everyone we asked was always willing to help. That's one of the beautiful things I think in Toastmasters is that, everyone wants to see everyone else grow and improve and expand themselves. And so there were always people there to ask. Another challenge that I would say I faced, particularly here in Europe, is the challenge of the programme not being available in languages other than English, and at that time in French. And so having to work with local people and work with the organisation to find a way of how do we make good decisions about translation of all the education program. How do we do that in a meaningful way, and where can we do it? And again, it's the same willingness to look at the challenge, to work together and find a path through it.
All right. Truly amazing. Oh, yes. Now, we talk about the challenges. Now we have best moments. And I'm sure that time in Toastmasters, you have a plethora of best moments. Now, when it comes to your experience and your journey within this organization, what have been some of your key best moments that you've experienced?
Mm-hmm. One of my most beautiful moments came when I was the district director in continental Europe. And at our annual conference, we always present the new distinguished Toastmasters, people who have worked their way through the whole education program. And this is our highest level of educational achievement. And I had the huge honor of presenting my husband with his award. And that was a very, very special moment to have someone that you love so much by your side and to celebrate them in front of the whole community there in Europe. But of course, having served as international president, there are tons and tons of best moments, meeting members from around the world, going to deliver a keynote speech in the church where the founder of Toastmasters had worshipped was an incredibly powerful moment to feel that connection with history and to understand that here we were 100 years on and we still have those links to the past. We have those roots, but we also have the wings that have allowed us to fly and to grow the program all around the world.
Oh my goodness. Those are truly fantastic moments and amazing. The best moments that you experienced when you joined this organization. Great examples. Great indeed. Now, let's go over to a situation. And speaking of conventions and conferences, I'm sure that you meet a lot of people all over the world. And let's just say for this moment, in this instance, you happen to be at a convention or a conference, and there's this new up-and-coming Toastmaster that comes up to you and say, Morag, I've seen your work and I've seen what you're able to do, and you are an inspiration, not only to people from all over the world, but you're an inspiration to me. And I just want to be just like you when it comes to my Toastmasters journey and actually being the consummate quintessential Toastmaster like yourself. And I really want to be in your shoes. And if you were to have someone like a young and up and coming Toastmaster give you those words and actually talk to you about wanting to be you and be in your shoes, what advice would you give that young and up and coming Toastmaster?
The first thing that springs to mind is don't be me, be you. Because I think that's what we have to do in Toastmasters is discover who we are as people and as leaders. That's the first thing. The second thing is to say, you've got to work the program. There's no fast track. I think of a member in Austria who used to say, there's no cable car that takes you to the top of the mountain of Distinguished Toastmaster. There's just a hard climb. And I think that's true. You have to put in the effort. You have to work the program. You have to meet people, serve people in leadership. Get yourself a mentor who can really hold up that mirror to you, to help you grow and help you discover the areas where you grow. No one is born having it all. We learn and we develop through the process. And sometimes that's easy and sometimes it's more difficult. You've got to be in it for the long haul if you want to walk a journey that's like the journey I've walked.
That is true and to the point. So if anyone out there that's up and coming Toastmasters, take these words that Morag just given to you. There's no cable car. You have to take that hard climb. You have to go to the mountain and actually go through the experiences. I believe the quote from the author of Manuel de la Mancha, Don Quixote, Miguel de Cervantes said it best is, the journey is better than the end. So it's always best to actually go through that. You have to go through that journey within your own right. So definitely great words, Morag. Now, people out there are still wondering about Toastmasters, and yes, some people that would like to be in part of a Toastmasters community. Where could they actually go to actually check out Toastmasters and actually be a member of this wonderful organization?
Mm-hmm. So a great place to start is the Toastmasters International website, www.toastmasters.org. There you can find out a whole lot of things about what is the program all about, what are club meetings like, who are the people there. You can also search for, are there clubs in my area? What day of the week do those clubs meet? Are there online clubs if it's an online experience you're looking for? And then go visit. You know, one visit is not an obligation to take membership. Go see what it's all about in person and begin that exploration. And I think if the first meeting doesn't do it for you, try a different club, because each club has its own culture and its own focus. We all have the same core values, the same program, but we have our own identity and culture. So find the one that works for you, but just explore, starting, I think, with the Toastmasters website as a good resource.
And I agree with you right there, because I like to say many times before, trying different Toastmaster clubs is like trying on a pair of shoes. You got to find the right shoes and the right fit within the ones that you belong to. And once you find your shoes, you are in for an amazing journey, and as you go step by step. So that is truly fantastic. Now, another question I do have for you is, this portion of our episode was called the shout out portion. And it gives you a chance to thank as many people as you possibly can for making your Toastmaster journey a wonderful success. If you could give a shout out to as many people as you possibly can, who would you like to give a shout out to?
Oh, that's almost like asking me to choose a favorite child here, Jesse. That's a hard question to answer. When you start to name people, there's always the danger that you miss people out.
True.
So I'd go by groups, and I'd say to all of those people who've been my mentors, and there are many of them, some of them past international presidents like me. I'm thinking of one mentor in particular, Margaret, who has her highest level of officer in the organization, has been division director, but she has mentored leaders upon leaders, and just an amazing Toastmaster, so committed to the growth and development of others. It's a beautiful thing. And of course, my husband, David, who's also a Toastmaster, because he has put up with all the times when I've been away from home, or the late nights or board meetings in the middle of the night. He's cooked dinner for me, made tea for me, everything you can imagine to make my journey possible and as comfortable as it can be for me.
I tell you what, that David, he sounds like a real keeper.
Yeah, for sure.
Those are amazing people I actually get a chance to thank, and everyone else. So I have one more question to ask you, and this question is all about wise words of wisdom. And I have a group and a following here on this podcast, and they are called the Happy People, and they are always amazed by the people that are the words of wisdom that they get from people, the guests on this podcast. And if you were to talk to my group, my crew, my people, the Happy People, and give them one final words of wisdom, what would it be?
I'm known for a particular phrase, Jessie, and it's the phrase, never close the circle. And it's about having that open heart, open hands to welcome other people in. Sometimes people who are very different to us. And that's exciting because they bring different perspectives. It can also be challenging, but it helps us all grow as people as we learn to relate to and work with people who are different to us. And it brings a greater creativity and interest and greater colour, if you like, to the whole picture of our environment when we never close the circle.
And I'll tell you what, never closing the circle is always a well-rounded thing. And that, Morag, is a perfect bookend to a wonderful episode of the Sunday Morning Chat Series with Jesse Oakley. And on behalf of all the happy people that are watching this podcast, I thank you for taking the time to be here on the Sunday Morning Chat Series. Thank you, Morag.
Thanks, Jesse.
All right, and this concludes this episode of the Sunday Morning Chat Series. For more information about PR Connections, go to prconnectionsradio.com. But wait, there's more. If you want to see a plethora of podcasts that are under the PR Connections brand, go to YouTube and type in PR Connections, and you'll see amazing podcasts like this one, the Sunday Morning Chat Series. But wait, there's also more. If you want to see some past episodes that I've done about plethora of positive people making big differences in the community, all you need to do is go to YouTube again and type in Sunday Morning Chat Series. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, comment, share, and you get to see me do interviews from people from 2020 to 2021 to 2024 to 2025, right here to 2026. That is right. At least 5 years of interviews on the Sunday Morning Chat Series. This concludes the episode of the Sunday Morning Chat Series with Jesse Oakley III. Stay tuned for our next episode, which will take place next Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. On behalf of Morag Mathieson, this is Jesse Oakley III signing off. And until then, you always, always, always have a great day. Take care, happy people. Bye.
The Cause Marketing Chamber of Commerce brings businesses and nonprofit organizations together to create synergistic relationships that benefit the community. Join our tribe to network with community and business partners, increase sales, improve fundraising efforts, differentiate your brand, help worthy nonprofits, and more. Become a member today. Visit our website, causemarketingchamber.com, to see how we can help you grow your business or your nonprofit organization. Click on the Join Now button at causemarketingchamber.com. Help us build a world where social responsibility is the new bottom line. PR Connections Radio thanks you for watching this podcast. Check out more episodes of this show and our others at prconnectionsradio.com.